UConn coach Dan Hurley. I had heard, I feel like, have you done any interviews about this book yet? Is this your first? Have you talked about this book at all in the past couple of weeks?
It never stops.
It never.
I mean,
It literally.
you can do a lot with
never,
that title.
Never
too.
stop. No, did you come up with the title?
I actually fought with the publishers.
By the way, Never Stop, on sale literally wherever books are sold on this planet. Go ahead.
I wanted. There was two. I wanted Everything or Never Stop, because I do think that with the book, what I tried to do was, while still being like pretty actively in the sports world, doing something that's pretty honest and open while you're still active, as opposed to a lot. You get a lot more open and honesty when people's careers are over.
Right.
So for
You're
me,
in the midst of it.
I'm in the midst of it, and I thought, books have impacted me a lot, and I thought that maybe my story may help people, may be inspiring, may be motivating. It's been a heck of a journey.
We don't have enough time to get into everything that I want to get to on this, but I will just a couple things on the book, which I haven't read yet, by the way. Apparently someone on your team sent me a copy, but I haven't received it yet, but I'm looking forward to reading it.
Bobby
Mullen. The fact that you wrote this book now and you did a book tour in the midst of the preseason.
Yeah.
I mean, that astounds me. I guess it's the best time to do it leading into a season, because the only other time would be March, which you cannot do. But like, how have you handled that? Doing like book promotion and trying to ready for a season? Like, it just runs. It runs counter to how I would think you would want to do it.
Well, I mean, it was a 36-hour window that we had between literally practice ending. And then I had about a 36-hour window where I tried to do, as much as I could for the book. And then maybe you throw in there a couple more Zooms where you jump on and talk about, the book itself. So, listen, the project, you get involved with Ian O'Connor, who's an amazing writer, who's known me my whole life in basketball, to tell your story. And then it's something that, something that I put my heart and soul into, that it wasn't just something where it's like some money grab or something you do because you win a couple championships. It's like, there's a lot of really personal, family, career, professional development struggles in there that I wanted to share with people. And it's been worth it. The emails, the direct messages, the letters I've gotten from people that the book have helped, people that are dealing with mental health struggles, struggles in their marriage, struggles in their career. It's made it worth all that.
Well, I remember when we sat down in your office in Rhode Island 7.5 years ago. And I don't know if that was the first time you had ever like truly opened up, but I know that I think that kind of maybe helped pave the way to even getting to this point. So you've been willing, open. I always give you a ton of credit for this, Dan. You have been available to talk about like the highs, the lows, the fortes, the flaws, and all that stuff. So I'm not surprised that you wrote the book, but I just think about where you were when we talked in that Rhode Island all those years ago, where we are now. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of astounding to me. Are you astounded by your journey over the past 7 years since you got to UConn?
Now, I think doing the book makes you a lot more introspective and appreciative about the journey. I think really both things. I think having a year like we just had that was very challenging, and and took me to a point where I did think about taking a gap year or just being done with it.
I was getting there. I mean, we can dive right into it. That was a good week? Close to it?
Couple days minimum. Days? Yeah, I mean, a couple days minimum.
And it wasn't you being like, I catch you on the wrong morning and last November, and you might be like, I'm going to retire. Like, this was like serious. Like, do I need to? Do I need to step away? Do I need? You got legitimately close to thinking like maybe you should be doing this.
Yeah. I mean, I had a shit year. It was a shit year for me. I mean, it was. I didn't coach my best. I didn't lead my best. I didn't put together, a group that could compete for the things we wanted to compete for. Add on top of that, just some of the fatigue from, what the last couple of years, as great as they were, there's a tax you pay for that. And then, then you end the year with an emotional loss in a game like you felt like you had a chance to win and keep it going. And then you have one final incident to end the year, which takes all the focus from what you had done the last couple of years, and for, I would say, how emotional I was in the press conference, how emotional I was talking to Tracy after the game, and it was all my doing. I'm not a victim. We got enough victims in the world. I did it to myself, and I did it throughout the year. Was not able to kind of celebrate the run that we had because all the attention was on the jackass that I acted like in the tunnel. And I think all those things combined to put me in a state where I had to consider, what I wanted to do next.
Are we going to see, and I'm not going to lead the witness here, I'm not saying I want to see this or we should see this, but like after all of that, going through the book process, are people going to see like a different Dan Hurley on the sidelines, or are you still going to be you? Like,
no,
okay,
no, you're going to see the same.
Okay,
I would say just, for me, getting back to my values as a coach, and that there's always going to be, as the coach at UConn or as a Hurley in basketball, there's going to be a life or death urgency to your pursuit of championships and greatness and excellence, and there's going to be an intensity or an energy that you bring to the sideline that won't change. But I think it's, but also while that's going on, enjoying the relationships, getting the most out of your team. Some of the stuff I've talked about with how Gino was able a couple times to kind of talk me out of some bad mental states I was in with last year's team, where I coached them angry and I coached them with too much ego, where, if we weren't performing at a NCAA championship level, instead of helping them get better and max out their potential, I just got mad at my team all winter. And that's where it's not a problem with this year's team, because we're going to have all the requisite things if we're healthy to compete for the national championship again, because we've got the traits, we've got the talent, we've got the depth. But I think, I think I'm going to be a better leader for my team. And if I can avoid the fan stuff at the end, there's always going to be some level of conflict with officials, because part of the art of coaching is working the refs. I may not do it well all the time, but it's player development, tactics, leadership, motivation, program branding, got all these different aspects of being a coach. Like working the officials is part of it. You may say I absolutely suck at it, but it's part of what my job is. But the fan stuff, I would love to be able to just take myself from when the game is over to the tunnel, just back to the locker room nicely this year. I would like that.
Do you think you're going to be able to do it? I don't know. You're going to catch yourself in a moment. It's going to be a close game. You might be pissed because you're up with 4 minutes to go, and then you lose, and you just don't know how it's going to.
You don't know.
You got to find like something that can like zen you and focus you in. Like I feel.
That's right. I've done a lot of work on myself in the off season to prepare for that. I think I do. I would just like to get to and from the court at the end of the games more seamlessly and avoid that, because I think that is the part that I think deserves the criticism. I think that part of it, just not like when a fan's yelling at you in the tunnel, even as obscene as it is and as nasty and as personal as it is, just go in the locker room, man. Just get to the locker room.
Okay. I want to ask about your players, but one more thing. I think the way that you have relationships and handle yourself with the media has mostly been pretty good, but mostly been pretty good. But I just wonder how much, like last year with some of the struggle. I mean, you gave me I wish I had it on video, but after the first loss in Maui, not to bring it up, but you were like, what I gave the cameras today was Oppenheimer. I don't even know if you remember telling me that. you were like, I gave him Oppenheimer. I'm like, you absolutely did. But that brought on a certain level of criticism.
Yeah.
When it comes to your relationship with the media at large, and that's a wide swath of people, how would you evaluate it in the big picture, I guess, and how much does it have an impact on what you do as a coach?
Hey, listen, I thought it became personal at times. For me, I think the critiques and the criticisms, they go with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
When you become a two-time national champion back-to-back and going for a third, you've got a lot of eyeballs on you. And, like being highly critical or is part of what the media is looking for, to produce something that's going to be viral worthy, something that's going to create clicks and likes and discourse, and all of the fans that hate me are going to like it and comment, and then the UConn fans are then going to attack that me. I understand the mechanisms behind what the media is trying to do there. I provided the ammunition. I'm not a victim. In a lot of cases, I deserved some form of criticism. I don't. The part for me that I think is challenging is, and it's not an excuse for poor behavior or poor sportsmanship, but I do think that sports is only great, excellent, what the fans want, when you have intense, really, really intense people participating in it. Like people that look at it like a life or death struggle or a battle, when they're going to those extremes for their fans, and you've got intense rivalries and coaches that don't like each other because they're desperate to win, and that's what makes sports great, not coaches or players that are did we win? We'll get them next time. I don't think that the fans want to hear that from their coaches or players that are making millions of dollars.
All right, let's do rapid fire. Your SID is looking at me. I think he's giving me the death stare, but let's go real quick here on just a few things. St. John's was picked to win the league. Oppenheimer. It's what you told me when I gave the cameras today was Oppenheimer. I'll never forget it. St. John's picked ahead of you in the league, but you're picked ahead of them in the AP poll. So it's eye of the beholder. I got you ahead of St. John's in the conference. Other people don't. Motivating or not? Like at this point, like whatever. Like you were driven by a lot of things. I just wonder if like you remotely care that the preseason poll came out today and coaches in the league said St. John's narrowly will be better than UConn.
I think that just the experience of the last couple of years. At times, I'll use some wood to throw on the fire, but preseason polls I find to be maybe the most meaningless things, right? That awards, polls, they tend to be pretty meaningless. My 23 team was not ranked in the preseason.
We talked about that in advance of the season.
And I don't think you had us on your preseason ballot.
That season I did not. Yes,
okay.
we have talked about that.
I just wanted to remind you of that.
I think I had you like top 5 last year, so I was wrong about that as well. So just
so you overranked
both
us
ways, and now I have you. I think I got you 5 or 6. No one cares.
I don't care. I think I'm most focused on fixing our defense, getting Tarris healthy and on the court. And that's my focus.
Okay. Solo ball.
Yeah.
Will be one of the best 3-point shooters in the Americas. Is he going to be the guy that's most likely to be your All-American? You got a lot of talent. I mean, Solo ball, Caravan, Terrace, go on down the road. But I'm wondering if you know at this point, if there's going to be an alpha, do you need an alpha? What's the report on Solo as we ready for the season in less than 2 weeks?
I mean, I think Alex has looked like we thought he would look. Going into last year. I mean, there's a maturity. There's like a man thing about him right now. So I just think with those 3 guys, Solo, Tarris, and AK, we've got a big 3 that we've built the rest of the roster around. Similar in 23, where we had the Hawkins, Andre Jackson, Adama Sanogo, big 3. And then we went out and got a Tristan Newton, a bigger point guard like we did with Silas Demery. Yes. We went and got a Hassan Diarra, a guy who would give us a little bit of a different element at that position, like Malachi Smith. We've got multiple centers behind Tarris. I think Ryba's really talented and is going to be a really good complement. And then we got some depth on the wing to supplement, the scoring punch with Alex and Solo with Braylon Mullins and Jalen Stewart, Jaden Ross, Jacob Furphy. I mean, this is a deep and talented team, and it's all going to come down to, can we fix the defense? Because we're going to be better offensively than we were last year. But it's just, can we fix the defense? And obviously Silas has got to play a big role in that, and
Yeah.
Solo has got to play a big role in that because he did not defend well last year, and our perimeter defense was total crap.
Yes. You saying you're going 10 deep, by the way? Am I hearing?
There's a chance. I mean, at
Okay,
Rhodey,
okay.
my last year at Rhodey, we got 9 or 10 deep because we
Okay.
were just so loaded with talent. I mean, we were so deep that year. We had 3 point guards that were able to play. Jeff Doughton.
Yeah.
Jeff
Oh,
Doughton.
man. Let's remember some dudes right now.
Jarvis Garrett.
Yes.
Fats Russell.
Fats Russell.
I mean, remember that guy?
Oh, yes.
Dynamic,
Yes.
incredible player. But we were able to play 9 or 10 deep that year. Stan Robinson, E.C. Matthews, Cyril Langevine, Jared Terrell. I mean, Andre Berry. I mean, that was an awesome team that went very deep.
Okay, last thing. Braylon Mullins, general expectations for him, and he's a different kind of player. But Parrish and I talked about you guys on our Big East preview. He's not McNeely in terms of what you're going to ask him to do and his build, all of that. But is he going to be asked to produce at a near McNeely rate, or you don't need that from him? Because I know he's got plenty of talent.
Yeah.
But I'm most curious to see how much he plays and how much he factors into your whole operation this season.
Yeah, I don't think that. He's not going to have that level of expectation whatsoever. Okay. I mean, he is surrounded and insulated with all types of production and veteran players, and I think it's going to be a cluster of players for us in that 8 or 9 man rotation that average between 5 or 6 points and 14 points. You may have a cluster of 5 guys like that 23 team or even the 24 team where we had 5 double-figure scorers in the starting 5, and our two lowest scorers in the starting 5 were Donovan and Steph Castle, who went 4th and 7 in the draft. So I think you're going to see a cluster of players that all take pressure off of each other. And I think the thing about Braylon is he's got a toughness about him, and he's got a little bit of a physicality about him where I think he's going to be able to guard for us. And he's one of the most beautiful shooters of the basketball you'll ever see. I
kind of like to see that. Well, we had Alex Caravan on the show as well. 360 coaches wish they had Alex Caravan on the roster. You're blessed to have him. He's going to be a key piece. And as we let Dan go, here's a reminder: BYU, Illinois, at Kansas, Florida here in the Garden. Who else do you have? You've got Texas, Arizona. I'll be at those games. You want to know how Coach feels about his team, you look at what they do in the non-conference. I think this is objectively the toughest non-conference schedule of any team in the country going into the season. That tells me that you think you can win a national championship, because frankly, you and I both know coaches will not schedule up to that level if they didn't think they had the dudes to do it.
No, you got to, because those are monsters. And for the majority of those teams are national champion contenders, Final Four contenders, teams that can win their league. But I think you're better off playing games like that. I mean, they're games that you can, if you win them, if you win enough of them, they put you in a position coming out of a non-conference where you're playing for seeding, and not playing to get in the tournament. But yeah, I mean, we believe in the team. This is a team. I think you're at ease this time of year because you believe that the team's got the requisite characteristics to fix the defense and the depth, the depth to go the distance.
And none of those games are happening in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, so we're good to go.
I mean, avoiding Maui and my brother, Bob. Now,
I didn't even.
Bob,
he's going.
Bob, I'm sure
you didn't scare him off from back.
Well, he already had signed the contract, and now they're awaiting. Try to top Bob. Will Bob be able to top what I did on the island?
No, because what you did on the island was Oppenheimer. Dan Hurley joining us on the Eye on College Basketball Podcast. I appreciate you. Can't wait to watch the team this season.
Yes, can't wait. Masterpiece of insanity in Maui, Oppenheimer.